Right, I'm not gonna waste any time, just gonna jump right into it. Whew. Alright. It's been a while, but yeah, I should probably I should remember most of it. I'll get the gist of it by reading whatever. I experienced the Kali Yuga ending several times after Ashvathaman was taken from me. I felt the light of creation wrapping me in a tight embrace, just as powerless to do anything as the people absorbed in their wordless prayers. As long as the god of this world doesn't consider you defective, at least there's no pain. You don't feel it. The light just keeps getting brighter, blinding you and even numbing you to the passage of time. The next thing you know, you're right back to where you started, only everything around you's changed. I don't know what the locals make of that experience, but it was awful enough to make me vomit. Or stick my head inside a festering dead body or kiss a... Ugh. Dude, seriously. But at least I wouldn't have to be so frightened. Is this Pepe? Sounds like him. So I have to admit, when that light finally subsided and I found myself standing there, I would be relieved that I had avoided being taken away. It was never long after my relief turned to worry, to the point that I could barely think straight. Maybe I just got lucky this time. What about the next time? Or the time after? Yeah, how did he survive the Arjuna blowing everything up anyway? So in retrospect, it was inevitable that I would take action like this sooner or later. I guess it said it doesn't kill him, but still. This time I managed to avoid the light by escaping to the reverse side of the world. So I thought I might feel differently now, but surprisingly nothing's changed. Upon laying eyes on the new world of this cycle, I felt the same thing as always, loathing and discomfort. To use more contemporary slang, I just can't even with this world. Guess its god bothers me even more than I expected. In many ways, it's a perfect world. And yet, it's also just unbearable. Wow. Okay. Oh, yo, B. Welcome back. Where are we now? That's actually what I was wondering right now. Like, where are we? Hopefully I'll just recap on the story quickly. Woo! The air smells sweet. There's water and flowers everywhere you look, and there's a calm and gentle breeze. What is this place? Wanna know what the most surprising part is? You're standing in almost the same spot that we zero sailed from. I'm guessing it's still Lost Build 4. Yeah. I mean, I had to enter the story page, so that's what I assume. Our location didn't change, the rest of the world did. Thankfully, there are no hostiles in the immediate area. Let's begin by paying another visit to the town of Bichu. Sorry I missed out on Monster Hunter Stories too. It's okay, man. You can always check out... You really want to see how things went, you can always check out the VOD over on Twitch and YouTube. Although, I didn't actually finish the demo, by the way. I do plan on playing through the rest of the demo. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe on Friday. Yeah. What's that? You're jealous of how soft and smooth my skin is? Why, it's all in the upkeep, hon. Unlike Miss Never Changing Akata, I actually have to work to make sure I look this good. Go on, feel how supple my cheeks are for yourself. They're my pride and joy. They're my pride and joy. Sure, dude. That's okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh, silly. There's no need to be shy. But anywho, going to visit that town next sounds just dandy. The topography and plant life changes that come with a new Yuga are all just surface level details. The things that changed the most after what Arjuna did will have been the people. Oh, yeah, let's check out the town. Understood, but make sure to keep the border's location in mind at all times from now on, Dice. I don't want us to ever have to run for our lives like that again if we can help it. Right, we're back in town. What in the... Yeah, everything's... looks like it's fixed again. That was fast. Wow, there's not a single brick out of place now. In fact, this is exactly what the town looked like when I first came to this world. Can't believe it. It's like the Kali never attacked it at all. What in the world is going on? And there's people going about their lives here. They all look happy now. They're practically beaming. Great. Look who it is. Goodness, you're all okay. This is just wonderful news. Just wonderful. This truly must be the God's will. All is right with the world once again. Does he remember what happened last time? Cause he wasn't this friendly the last time we visited. No matter how dire the circumstances were at the time, I should never have spoken to you like that. I know it won't be enough to truly make amends, but I'll be including all of you in my prayers from now on. Sure. What's gone into him? Well, yesterday he said he wanted to run us out of town, and now he's all happy to see us? Pooh pooh! Even Foe's snuzzling up to him. Didn't you say we were godless heretics you wanted nothing to do with? Don't be ridiculous. The fact that you're here now is proof that you overcame the last Yuga's difficulties with us. Yeah, I mean, in a way. Escaping from the current plane of existence is surviving it. The big explosion. Not only that, today's the blessed first day of Kurta Yuga, the Yuga of Peace. Are you hungry? If you like, you're welcome to come and eat with me at my mansion. Or would you prefer some fine ornaments for the young ladies? We also have plenty of beautiful flowers. We kind of want to explore the town, so... I see. Well, that's a pity. I was hoping to introduce you to the rest of the townspeople. Oh, by the way, that mansion over there is my house. I'm afraid it ended up that big on account of my being mayor. It's very embarrassing living somewhere as ostentatious as that, but it's not without meaning. Please feel free to come visit whenever you have the time. You'll always be welcome to in my house. Good day, then. What the heck? I never seen someone go from jerkwad to sweetheart in no time flat like that. Seems elated. It's probably because Kurta Yuga is the Yuga of happiness. Tends to make most of the locals friendly and kind-hearted. Though, of course, I'm sure there are exceptions. You guys again. Oh, Master, it's Ajay. He doesn't seem any different now than he did before. I'm not judging either way. I'm just surprised how simply hearing him click his tongue again has made me feel so relieved. And then there's... it's you guys. Such a surprise. So you made it to the new Yuga, huh? That's great. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but we did make it. I'm glad to see you're okay too, Asha. I sure am. I prayed extra hard, so I didn't get hurt at all. Hey, wait, hold on. Where's the dog? I see, that's wonderful. Oh, but speaking of hurt, is your dog, I mean, Vihan... Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Where's the dog? He hurt his leg before they call Yuga, right? I don't see him with you. Huh? Oh, boy, the music stopped. I mean, something big's about to happen. Who's Oh, man. Arjuna just mind wiped her of the dog. How could this have happened? Let's find out. Let's see. So, oh wait, no. Let's see. So this time around, I don't really wanna look up in advance the enemy lineups. So I'm just gonna go ahead, jump in with In Good Faith. That everything's gonna be all right. Buster Loop. Actually, this is so not my usual Buster Loop lineup, so I'm just gonna tag this out here, tag this out here, tag her out with her, trade this out with this CE, and who else do I want to level up? Oh yeah, I'll just dump in. Wait, hold on, where is she? Yeah, Raiko here. Yeah, everything seems fine. Alright, let's head in. Oh, yeah, speechless. Bo! What's up, Bo? Alright, should be safe to discuss this now that we've come this far. What's the meaning of this? This world runs on the Yuga cycle, but needless to say, these aren't proper Yugas. A real Katra Yuga or Satya Yuga, depending on who you ask, is supposed to last for 4,800 years. Well, it was definitely much shorter than that. Then the Treta Yuga is supposed to last for 3,600 years. The Dvapara Yuga for 2,400. And the Kali Yuga for 1,200. And on top of that, these are in God years, where each one is equivalent to 360 human years. Suffice to say, we're talking about a really long cycle. Yeah, I guess Arjuna's not really the patient type. Whereas in this world, it seems only the ratios have been preserved, given that each yuga is apparently 4, 3, 2, and 1 day long, respectively. That's right, but the people I've talked to here said things weren't always like this. Used to be that the yuga cycle lasted for hundreds of years, maybe even longer. So that is what this world was like immediately after it was pruned away and became a lost belt. Right, I'm sure the period where Kali would show up had to have been proportionally longer back then. But I also bet they showed it up much less frequently than they do now. Otherwise, the people here would have gone extinct long ago. But over time, the cycle got shorter and shorter, and now it only lasts for 10 days. I have to think that drastically shortening the cycle is why there are so many more Kali now. They used to be only let out a bit of at a time, but now the floodgates have been opened, so to speak. Why did Arjuna shorten the Yuga cycle so much? Part of it is thanks to that disciple pouring poison in his ear, like I said earlier. And part of it is that the Tree of Emptiness has given him power that he didn't have before that lets him do so. Yet I know that only addresses the how, not the why. I'm getting to that. I think the reason he sped things up so much is to reach whatever end he has in mind for all this that much faster. In short, looks like he's in a rush to create his perfect world. So, like I said, Arjuna's not a patient man. What do you mean by that? Okay, now I can finally answer that question that's been plaguing all of you. What exactly happened earlier? The answer is that it's something unique Arjuna does. Something that isn't meant to happen in a normal Yuga. Wherever one of these shortened Yuga cycles comes to an end, he purges everything he considers defective and unnecessary from this world. He thinks dogs are unnecessary, though? He'll eventually arrive at a perfect world, devoid of anything it shouldn't have, or as he thinks of it, evil. Damn, that's one hell of a destination. I see, so this purging must include living things, not just inanimate objects. Right, and as far as I can tell, when a living thing is purged, it's like it never even existed. So that's what happened to the poor dog that couldn't run after breaking its leg. I can't believe it. Asha loved that dog more than anything, and now she doesn't even remember him. Yeah, that's harsh. It happens to anyone who's unlucky enough to be killed by a Kali too. That's sort of a disqualifying offense. Same goes for the people who end up as social pariahs, or if Arjuna himself ends up judging you to be flawed. When the next Yuga rolls around, they just cease to exist. It might sound contradictory, but I think Arjuna adjusts for things like that whenever he remakes the world. I see. That would explain how continuity and discontinuity can exist simultaneously in a new Yuga. For example, Asha may have completely forgotten her beloved dog, but she still remembers all of you. But how does such a thing even work? I'm not entirely sure myself, but I can tell you what that blabbermouth, disciple of the foreign god, said. He said Arjuna collects every bit of data that makes up the world whenever he blows it away, kind of like a snapshot. Then, when it's time to begin a new Krita Yuga, he uses that data, let's call it Snapshot A, to reassemble the world. As he puts everything back together, he removes all the elements he deemed defective and unnecessary. And in the end, he has a new world based on Snapshot A, but reflecting the changes he's made. Oh, I get it, he's a cheater. Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up, thanks Ganesha. He's basically hacking his save data, changing the parameters to suit his preferences before reloading it. Cheaters, the scum of gamers everywhere. Don't they know hacking saves takes all the fun out of it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely with her. It's more fun to actually grind it out. You know what I'm saying? A world consisting only of what is truly necessary, with nothing wasted or evil to be found. Aha, now I know what genre he's playing too. He's into 4X games. Wait, what? What are 4X games? Yeah, exactly what I was asking. A 4X game is a simulation where a player just sets the initial parameters and then the world sort of plays out from there. Wait, hold on. So, like The Sims or something like that? And if you're a cheater, if something happens in your sim that you don't like, say if an enemy nation takes you by surprise and invades you, you save your game, hack your data, and reload, and it's like the enemy nation that was bothering you never existed. Oh, okay, so it's kind of like, what's that game called? Crusader Kings, except the game plays itself? Okay. Sure. That's the kind of thing we're talking about here, right? Arjuna's just doing that over and over until he wins, right? I swear, what's the point of even playing if you're just gonna cheat to win? Death to cheaters, that's what I say. I guess some people just care about the destination, not the journey. Video game analogies aside, I think that's true. If that's true, it sounds like Arjuna isn't remaking the world from scratch every time he resets the cycle then. Instead, he's basically treating the world like a model, adding new parts and removing old ones. Then it would stand to reason that, strictly speaking, the people here may not be dying and being brought back to life. Yeah, it seems more likely that everything down to their soul is being saved as data, and that their memories are being modified when they're put back into the new world. And if that's the case, we're talking about a much smaller scale feat than creating the entire universe from nothing. It's still a big freaking deal, don't get me wrong. But if Arjuna's got every Indian divinity and support from the Tree of Emptiness, it's theoretically possible. I'm beginning to see the larger picture. There's something about this lost belt that's almost reminiscent of a singularity. The Russian, Scandinavian, Chinese lost belts we've seen so far were all the result of a world where some definitive event happened in their respective pasts to dramatically change the course of history. But this Indian lost belt is still in the middle of its definitive event. Here, its king is continually trying to evolve the world by regularly recreating it with its parameters that would be unthinkable in proper human history. While he has yet to reach his goal of a perfected world, I suspect the reason this world was pruned is that the very act of trying to change it in such a manner was considered a mistake. Ahem. What is it, Director Gordov? If you have any questions, please go right ahead. Do you ever shut up? I don't mind you explaining things, but I insist you do so concisely in a report I can read at my leisure. You just gave me flashbacks to one of my teachers in the clock tower days who would lecture me for what felt like days on end. Who cares if people are technically dying or not when this world is remade? The part that actually matters is that we will die if we get caught in that. I suppose you do have a point. Of course I do. Now then, I say we pivot this discussion to more practical matters. Namely, how do we stay safe and what's our next course of action? You there, Pepperoncino. It's only by my good graces that you're running around outside instead of being confined in the border under lock and key. Now repay the favor by telling us something we can use, damn it. Something you can use? Well, I can't think of one thing. Pulling off a feat that massive takes a lot out of Arjuna, so he isn't able to move around much. And I don't just mean that long a stretch of time at the end of a Kali Yuga where he charges up that noble phantasm. I'm pretty sure that unlike most servants, he doesn't do much of anything the rest of the time either. Oh really? He just lazes about doing nothing? I guess he doesn't have access to the energy he would need to do more than ride that Vimana of his. I think that's how he spends most of his time, just riding around the Tree of Emptiness on his Vimana. Of course he might look like he's spacing out up there, but I'm sure he's actually keeping a close eye out for the next bit of evil to purge. It's probably got something to do with containing so many powerful divinities within himself. It would also explain why he seems so devoid of personality. But then, isn't that exactly why he would need other servants to handle other things for him? Ashwatthama did say something about that, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I think he called himself a Lokapala. Lokapala. In original Indian mythology, Lokapala were set to protect the world. They were the guardians of all directions. Though I don't know what that could mean. Oh, we know who their Neja is now. But who are those other two servants? I'm afraid I don't know. I was already in the outs with Arjuna when he got around to summoning them. By the time he just considered me an outsider, he didn't need to worry about, though since I'm Ashwatthama's former master, he did tell his servants to eliminate me if they happen to see me. Suffice to say, I have no idea what their true names are, though I get the feeling they're an archer and a caster. I know. I think I could make an educated guess, but there's no point in speculating at this point. We need solid info. Well, this seems like a good time to tell you that those servants are not the only enemies we face here. There are also the sacred beasts, the mystical creatures the people here have referred to as agents of God. Oh, those? They're primitive guardian beasts Arjuna made to counteract the Kali. They manifest naturally. And since there's almost no Kali during the peaceful Kritra Yuga, the beasts are supposed to just wander around like normal animals. Supposed to? Oh my, you're a better listener than I took you for. Attentiveness is a wonderful quality, you know? Oh, that's why this mission had me set up a party beforehand. Oh, of course, they'll attack us on sight now, just like the Kali. You said these beasts wander around just like ordinary animals, yes? Then we clearly can't let our guard down since just because it's Krita Yuga now. Still, I don't know if it's the sunshine or what, but my body feels lighter now. Shouldn't take long. Yeah, I'll show you guys how well I can hold my own in a fight. Or at least I hope I'll be able to. Alright. Let's get things started. Alright. Battle 1 of 2, really? Ba ba ba. Ba ba bum. Back up, and we just fire away. I'm sure these guys will die. In no time flat. Who needs arts or quick loop when you got Buster Loop? Easily the best card type. Ba-ba. Buster up. Attack up. And we've... Pretty sure I'll actually finish this up in just 2 turns. Nice. Got lucky on that hand. Ugh. I wonder how long this lost build is though. I don't think I'm halfway through, but maybe I'm close to halfway. Up, up, up. Guess it's a 3 turn instead. Oh well. Alright. Just in case, but I'm pretty sure the MP will be enough. Woo. Alright. Next part of the story. Okay, so yeah. Actually, I just realized I'm in section 7. Oh man, I'm nowhere near close. Oh man, I can tell it's gonna be a very long stream. Okay, now we've gone over how things generally work in this lost build. What do you think of it? What do I think? I'm thinking of Doggo. That's what I'm thinking. I don't like it. Definitely don't like it. Me neither. Asha and Vihan look to me like they were the best of friends. They were like family. And I'm positive that had nothing to do with how well Vihan could or couldn't run. It didn't matter how well he could hunt or stand guard either. As far as Asha was concerned, she just loved him and wanted him to stay by her side. Oh! So if the god of this world just erased their relationship for his own reasons, what happens to all the love she had for him? All the happiness she felt when they were together? Where does it go? Same place the dog went, pretty sure. Amazing, the same girl who used to resemble nothing so much as a living doll expounding on love. Oh, this is just precious. I think I'm gonna cry. Although, I wonder what Beryl would say if he saw this new MASH. Allow me to offer some criticisms of this world from a different perspective. Sure, it's been some time since a calendar meant anything in this world. But for the purpose of our discussion, let's say the year here is 2021. Yeah, sure. As I'm sure you're aware from visiting the nearby town, civilization here has not advanced anything like as far as in proper human history. That is not to say I only value post-industrial age advances or that I have no appreciation for a life lived in harmony with nature. I assure you, neither is true. I am merely saying that civilization as a whole has clearly not progressed here when compared to proper human history. That aspect alone is enough for me to declare this world a far cry from anything approaching the ideal. The march of civilization has stalled here just like in the Chinese Lost Belt, albeit for very different reasons. And it hardly needs saying, but I don't like the way this god does things either. Cheaters get permabanned, that's what I say. Yeah. On another note, is everything okay, Rama? Something on your mind? I just realized something. Arjuna has obtained every Indian divinity in this Lost Belt's history, right? And that would mean Sita's one of them. Wait, really? She's, just as I'm an avatar Vishnu, she's an avatar of Vishnu's consort, Lakshmi. Of course, that doesn't mean they aren't one and the same, but they're certainly close enough. So then, what should I do? What else? I have to save her. That's who I am. It's my very reason for existing. So love is your main motivator for defeating Arjuna. Well, that's just beautiful. Oh, what do you think of Arjuna, Pepe? Me? It's like I said, thought he and this world were a dead end the moment I met him. Can't get much further from my type than this version of Arjuna. Might be a pretty face, but that soul of his is ugly as sin. Master, there may not be any need of me to say this, but please let me say it anyway. Pepe is a good person. I believe we can trust him, and I think we should work together with him on this. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to trust him too. Seems like a cool guy. I mean, who wouldn't trust that face? Nonetheless, the fact that remains that you are a crypter. Are you truly about to let your assigned Lost Belt be destroyed? What will you say to the others? Why, I'll just say, I did my best, but it wasn't good enough. Oopsie! I don't want to get on their bad side either. I'm just going with the flow here. Well, I trust you even less now. If you're so easygoing, why'd you join the crypters in the first place? Could have just turned them down for the start. Well, that was a cruel thing to say. What? Circumstantial change confirmed. I have a proposal for you chosen ones. An offer for those of you who are cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but we didn't have any choice. Thawing the coffins might not sound like a big deal, but it's basically like recovering dead bodies. We were all dead in there. They were never going to wake up from that darkness. But then the foreign god came and told us, you may live on as a cryptor or die as a master. And that was that. Honestly, I still don't know who or what this foreign god is. Krishtaria seems like he does, but he's not one to talk. All I know is in exchange for being given new life, we were to be thrown out of this newly wiped clean world and put in charge of growing our respective Lost Belts' tree of emptiness. Of course, I know we betrayed all of mankind when we chose to leave our coffins as cryptors, so I'm not under any illusion that we're the real victims here. I'll even admit that I thought this game to see who will get to be king of the world sounded fun. Whatever it'll be, you know? If an old monk friend of mine were here now, he'd probably say something like, you guys were just unlucky. Still, there's nothing to be gained from cursing your fate, and besides, I was already getting bored with it. So I'm just gonna do the best I can and try not to throw my life away for nothing. I'm not gonna sell out my fellow cryptors, and I have no desire to fight all of you to the death either. And since that works out for both of us, isn't that good enough for now? Then does that mean nobody on Team A willingly chose to side with the foreign god? I don't know about all of us, but me, Kadok, and Ophelia sure didn't. Oh, and I guess Ophelia is an exception. She swore to become a cryptor for her own very personal reasons. Yeah, cause she's simping for Krishtaria. And please, just tell me one thing. Where's the name Cryptors come from? Is it a code name for something? Did the foreign god give it to you? No way. You're really bringing that up now? Oh, right. I just remembered. You never knew this, did you, Mashi? Now it all makes sense. The name Cryptors comes from Director Marisbury. It was the title he gave to the special masters who were chosen for Team A. Okay, so seems Papa Olga is still involved in this. Anywho, let's talk about how exactly we can go about beating Arjuna. Because I'll be honest, I got nothing. Still laughing matter. He even shrugged off my noble phantasm like it was nothing. Although now I understand why. It's because his very divine existence is just that strong. There's no trick or even magecraft involved. It's just what he is, plain and simple. Jeez, so he even cheats just by existing? How in the world are we supposed to beat him then? Honestly, you're in much worse shape to fight him now than now that Carney's out of the picture. I just don't see how Ganesha there could ever fill his shoes, no matter how hard she tries. Hey, you didn't have to rub it in. Believe me, I'm well aware. I say we go look for Ganesha number 2. True, there could be, well, another rogue servant here. If we could find them and win them over, it would be the fastest and surest way of bolstering our ranks. That would be great, but it's a big if. Well, if there's anyone else like Ganesha around here, there's a good chance someone in town might know about them. Why don't we head back to beach again to see what we can find out? Sounds good to me. What are we waiting for? Like they say, no road is long with a good company, and it's best to make hay while the sun rises. Eee! Don't worry about a thing. I'll make sure we never run out of things to talk about on the way. Good to have you on board, man. Really? Am I the only one excited to have Pepe on board? Come on, guys. We didn't have any choice. That's right, I'd forgotten that. Everyone had their reasons for making the choices they did. That's why things ended up like this. Okay. Yep, the whole gang's all here. Nice people, not so nice people, people who were interested in me, people who weren't interested in me. I know everyone on Team A. I'd forgotten I knew that. I only just remembered that they were also people who lived in Chaldea. That's why, right now, if I was stronger, maybe I wouldn't be feeling so conflicted right now. If only I was a perfect demi-servant. Then... MASH? Well? Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Looks like we're almost there. I already have an idea for who we can talk to first. Be great if she knows something. Other gods? I guess you haven't heard anything then. Maybe using the word God isn't the best way to go about it. Might be better to take a different approach. We're looking for someone who's very much out of place in this world. In other words, someone who finds this place as wrong as we do. If someone like that exists, they'd probably be out fighting Callie regardless of what Yuga it is. So the question we should be asking is... Here, little miss, let me put it this way. Have you heard of any rumors about naughty heretics who don't obey your god's teachings? Oh, besides us, of course. Oh, I think the mayor probably knows, would probably know something like that. Well, I wouldn't call him bad, exactly. Everything alive in this world is God's creation, after all. But I would say they're just a bit too focused on the wrong things, unfortunately. Nonetheless, yes, I have heard there are people like that in the village on the other side of the mountain. I'm told they spend most of their time taking up weapons and fighting the Kali in defiance of the gods' teachings. They certainly do things differently than we do in Bichu, where we accept God's trials with piety and grace. But I suppose that's just the way they choose to live their lives. Still a bit shocking how much more amiable he is now compared to when we first met him. But at any rate, this is great. Now we have a promising lead. Let's head for this village right away, Master. Sounds good to me. Just be aware that you might not be able to get there by nightfall. I think it's better if we don't move around too much in the middle of the night, so you'll find a good place to make camp. Don't be shy about doing just that, okay? Don't worry about that. I hate going at a forced march. If I have to go hiking, I make sure to take it nice and slow. As long as I'm around, I won't be letting anyone push themselves too hard, not even if they want to. Okay, guess we're heading off to this one place. A secluded cave. Alright, more story stuff. It's already asleep. What about you, Mashi? You're still standing watching this late? I'm a demi-servant, so I'm fine going without sleep for a while. Funny how you're okay without sleep, but the divine spirit over there apparently can't get enough. Oh, that's okay. This works out nicely for me. Mind if I stand watch with you for a while? No, that's fine with me. That was only a pretense, of course. I was actually just waiting for a good chance to ask you this. Did you get a chance to talk to Ophelia? Yeah, I did. We didn't have a lot of time, but I still feel like we said a lot. Much more than we ever expressed to each other in Chaldea. I'm glad to hear that. She always did want to have a good heart-to-heart with you. I could tell. So, what'd you talk about? Well, one of our topics was romance. Ooh, spicy. Give me the deets. What I would give to have been a fly in the wall for that. Can't think of anything better than Ophelia talking about romance. Wouldn't she just be talking about Kristaria? It doesn't sound that exciting. You can just imagine the three of us chatting over a nice cup of tea, hours passing in the blink of an eye. You know what happens to everyone, Pepe? I heard what happened from Kristaria and the others. Yes, but those are just boring old facts. That's not what I really want to know. That's why I wanted to ask you about them directly. I see. I don't think there's anything I need to keep secret, so I'm happy to answer any question you have. Even though I'm a cryptor? Even though I'm your enemy? Yeah, I remember that. Despite everything that's happened, we're still both members of Team A. That hasn't changed just because you're a cryptor now. I see. Well, thank you. I'm sure Cat, Ophelia, and Akata are frustrated by how things turned out, but I doubt they have any regrets. So they all fought bravely, huh? And here I am, just pathetically doing whatever I can to survive. I don't think that's anything you need to feel bad about. Hey, I'm still on the cryptor side. I can't help but be frustrated too. No matter how hard it is to survive, I still find myself thinking there might have been a better way to end things. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring down the mood. Things don't go your way even after you've struggled as much as you can. Your only choice is to give up and move on. You just have to come to terms with that again. It's just my lot in life, I'm afraid. Nothing I do ever quite seems to work out. Man, you and me both, man. Really? But you've always seemed like to me like you excel at everything you do. Heh, that's only because I stick to things I know I can do. No, I'm talking about fate and destiny. Hey, it could be extremely motivating in its own right, and it's not like I've given up on everything, you know? Alright, I think it's time I go to bed. Complexion this perfect requires plenty of sleep. Besides, how could I look at Ophelia in the eye if I neglected my own skincare after I kept admonishing her? Thank you for telling me what happened with the other cryptor Smashy. Good night. Of course, good night, Pepe. Alright, that's the end of that. Got some nut. And now, this quest, you'll form your party immediately before the battle begins. Would you like to start the quest? Sure. What could this be? The Queen of the Wild Village. Right? Seems like we're about to meet someone new. Alright. So. Day 2. Huh? Damn sacred beasts. Of all the luck, running into a huge pack of them like this. Seems luck was not on our side today. I was hoping we could pass them by without incident, but oh well. Huh. I'm sorry. I was so close to them that I ended up drawing my bow in fear. Don't worry about it. The blame is partially mine for forgetting how it feels to hold a weapon for the first time. I'll need to reevaluate both the technical and mental aspects of our training program. At any rate, the rest of you hurry back to the village. I'll hold them off here. But... No buts. We can't risk leading them towards the village. Besides, the more commotion we make, the more likely we are to be captured by the Lokapala we've been hearing rumors about. The Lokapala are set to serve God directly and have incredible power in their own right. The moment they find us, it's over. Can't let that happen. I could manage on my own if it came to that, but if you or the village caught their eye, it would be disastrous. So I want you all to head back to Daival ahead of me, and don't forget the supplies we collected. But you can't possibly handle them all on your own. Don't worry, my plan isn't to defeat them all. I'll just be buying us time. And I'm well accustomed to trials of endurance. Besides, I've already told you. I am not human. I am something else. Something with the power of 1,000 ordinary people. I am a shadow of humanity who manifested in this land by the grace of the rightful gods. Okay, so you're just a servant. But which one? I know this isn't the first time we had to stay behind, but man, it sucks not being able to actually drive around in our vehicle. What's the point of even having it then? Don't be ridiculous. If the enemy were to find and destroy the border, the jig would be well and truly up. Camouflage function or not, we still need to make sure we stay out of sight at all times. That mad dash we made to pick up the field team during the Kali Yuga was under the most extenuating of circumstances. There will be no repeat performance. Yeah, I was just grumbling. I know you're right on this one, Gordy. Oh, just a moment. You think you can stop and hide in that tall grass over there? Yeah, I'll set the Ornax to silent mode. Please be as quiet as you can, everyone. Oh. Okay. That's, almost like we're watching a Sacred Beast parade. Luckily, they don't seem to have noticed us. Let's stay here and wait for them to pass. They're certainly very pretty to look at. No wonder people here call them agents of gods. They really are just like any other animal without any Kali around, huh? I wonder what they eat. Maybe we could use food to tame them? They're gone. Good, then let's keep going. It shouldn't be much farther to our destination village. Poo-poo! I see something. That must be it over there. Thank goodness we didn't run into any trouble on the way. I like the wall they put up there. Give the place a real freedom fighter vibe. The mayor of Bichu did say that they go around fighting Kali here. If anything, I would be surprised if their village wasn't fortified like this. Huh? Come on, hurry! It's us! Open the gate, quick! Those people seem to be in an awfully big hurry to get inside. I wonder what that's all about. Looks like we were far enough away from them that they didn't notice us. But did you see? They may have only been modified farm implements, but they were still carrying weapons. They really do seem to be different from the people of Bichu. We may well be able to learn something new here. I think you're right. Let's go see. Huh? They're not opening the gate for us. And they're not answering when we knock either. Hey, open the gate for us. I'll have you know, most nations will be thrilled to have me pay them a visit. Let me see if I can hear anything from inside. Who's that? Is someone there? Oh no. This is it. They found us. We're done for. What do we do? What are we gonna do? How should I know? There's no way we can fight him off on our own. We'll just have to keep the gate closed until she gets back. I'm not sure why, but they sound very agitated. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. And my bad feelings about this sort of thing have a way of always being right. At least we know there are people inside. And since we're servants, we could probably just jump over the walls if we have to. Of course, just because we can, doesn't mean we... You there! What are you doing there? What? A servant reading. Oh, it seems luck is with you today, master. Of course, we aren't yet sure whether this is good or bad luck. Whoever the servant is, they're headed your way at top speed. Be on your guard. They just jumped clean over us and landed on the top of the gate, but we didn't see who they were. Oh, it's you, Lakshmi Bai. Yeah, the 4-star saver. Servant we never met before, except on the FGO wiki. Then I've definitely met her before. I hate getting chewed out by strangers. It's like 100 times worse than when it's someone you know. What I'm trying to say is, this lady looks really pissed off at us. So maybe do something about that? That divine aura. Curses, despite my best efforts. It looks like you finally found us. You must be the ones who served the false god, the Lokapala. I think you got the wrong idea. Whoa, slow down. Us, the Lokapala? You must be joking. Don't lie to me. It can't be a coincidence that you've shown up now. Okay, so it seems like we're gonna fight her. Besides, I heard you're planning to invade our village by jumping over these walls. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. I only mentioned jumping the wall to rule it out as a bad idea. So you continue to lie to me. I gotta go somewhere to late night to get some shells for Lai. See you next time. Okay, later, B. Take care. If I learn my existence and the existence of this village that seeks to end the false god's cycle, then so be it. I will run and hide no longer. If the time has come to fight, then I shall rise to the challenge. Prepare yourselves, Okapala. You'll not be taking anything from me this day. Even if I must face a god, this time, I'll make sure to defend my home to the very end. Oh boy, misunderstandings. It's a great way to pad out the story. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'll be right back. Alright, back up. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so it's a saber, so single target will suffice. Okay, so I think I'll go with Fujino. Alright. To head on inside and see what this is all about. One long loading screen later. Pepe's backing hologram. Something or other, yeah. Basically, Pepe is still backing me up. Let's see, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pump up as much attack into this first turn as possible. And now we sit back and watch the Buster Chain. Music in this is always really cool. Too bad that speeding it up means that most of it doesn't really play. Alright, let's see. Protected through and through. Okay, that's a defense up. I don't think it really matters given what Fujino's Noble Phantasm does. What does this do again? Okay, damage cut, guts, doesn't matter. Up, up, up. Alright, this is for 3 turns. Okay, so we go this, this, and that. Should be good enough. Nice. The nullify buff finally stuck. Yeah, she's basically taking no damage, just, you know, taking it easy. Alright, seems like we gotta beat this. I'll probably be able to do it next turn. Cavalier's resistance. What's this? Debuff resistance down. Okay. Just gonna go that. And that should be enough. If the MP doesn't do her in, it's definitely gonna be the extra attack. Alright, I guess it's gonna need the full attack boost. I mean, the full attack set. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. There we go. It was a waiver attack. Okay, let's see here. So this is caster, rider, lancer group. I think I'll just go back to the usual case of Buster Loop. Just feels like it makes the most sense. Hello, Doman. Yes, I'm aware. I'm well aware indeed. That fox woman is up to something, isn't she? I don't know how you can understand her, man. She's been saying basically nothing. Oh, no. Of course I would leave the decision of what to do with this information entirely in your capable hands. All I would humbly ask of you is your attention. That said, I must stress that depending on how things turn out, matters could grow very serious indeed. Why, what if my colleague, one of the foreign god's disciples, ostensibly sent here to help you, were to become the very sort of thing you cast out of your world? What? Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Please listen to us. The Lokapala are our enemy as well. We only came here in the hope of finding allies who could help us fight against them. Talk is cheap. I've lost track of how many times someone claiming to be my friend betrayed me. Hey look, she's back, and she's fighting to protect us. We're saved. And those are Lokapala, damn it. We finally found our village. Please, my lady, help us. The Lokapala showed up right after we got back to the village. We've been barring the gate and holding out until you arrived. There, you see? I knew you couldn't be trusted. What did I tell you? Misunderstandings only invite further misunderstandings. I've seen this sort of thing before. Back in the clock tower. No. All of my life, really. I would look around one day and realize everyone had forsaken me, even though I didn't do anything wrong. I'm pretty sure you did a lot of wrong in your time, Gordy. Sorry, Hunt, but your life story is gonna have to wait, okay? Yeah, thanks, Pepe. The circumstances being what they are, she doesn't seem to truly be trying to kill us, but she's certainly very hard-headed. Her movements are as firm as her beliefs, it seems. Hey, Rama, are you feeling this too? I am. It's faint, but she definitely has the air of a divine spirit. Maybe she's a pseudo-servant like you. Good grief, I knew India had an expansive pantheon, but that can't be the answer for everything, can it? One does not generally run into a divine spirit at every corner, so to speak. Forget that. How do we get her to listen to us? We'll never get anywhere if we don't clear this misunderstanding. I've been telling her over and over, but she won't listen. Oh. Well, aren't you going to try and scale these walls? You need to do better then. Is that... Okay, let's see what's happening. She seems to be looking at something far away. What's going on? Well, this certainly seems less than optimal. I know you're in the midst of a battle, but I strongly urge you take note of your surroundings. Particularly what is behind you immediately. Behind us? Oh, okay, so it's just cannon fodder. Wait, this pack looks kind of familiar. Are these the ones that passed us by earlier? Those were going in a different direction. I'm pretty sure they didn't notice us at all. Maybe there's something here that lured them this way? A different group from the sacred beasts we encountered earlier. Of all the times for them to show up. No, this is no coincidence. It only makes sense that the Lokapala would have the means to control him. They must be trying to make their way into our village and cleanse it, especially since one of our elderly died this morning. What? Begone, foul agents of the false god. You will not be claiming our dead today. My, she does make for quite the striking figure, doesn't she? She certainly does. She must be the manifestation of a noble heroic spirit, here to guide the people of this place along the right path. No, she just tripped. Never mind, she's just a goof. What happened? Did something knock her off the wall? No, it looks to me like she just sorta lost her footing. Now she's reeling around where she fell. Looks like her feet stuck in some hole in the ground. Curses. I can't believe I fell right into one of the pitfalls we dug earlier for our next Kali attack. Give me a moment. I'll be out of here in no time. Yeah, seems like she needs help. Looks like they're... We can't let this sacred beast hurt her while she's incapacitated. Let's take him down and keep her safe, master. You know it. Let's get it, guys. Oh! Alright, give me 1 second here. Oh, man. It's getting real hot in here. Right? Okay. Interesting. So... yeah, I'm just gonna, like I just did, drop the defense debuff of Scotty. Just to make sure I can actually hurt these guys. Alright, so I think this is the better play. Have the MP be the second hit. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh wow, it didn't even work that much. Whoa, 50%? Yo, let's go. Okay. No saber cards are definitely a bad sign, but let's see how I hold out. Oh man, that was so close. That's really bad. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to reapply some buffs. Yep. Garuda. Okay, let's see how bad these guys are. Okay. Back up. Okay, so the Garuda is a caster. I'm gonna aim for the rider in the back there just to make sure I can eliminate it right from the get-go.
決着をお任せよ。はい。束ねる星の息吹、輝ける命の本流。生けるがいい。エクスカリバー。せい。はっ。風よ、舞い上がれ。
Alright, so here we go. Oh man, I don't have enough for another loop. At least I have enough for the attack chain. I think this time I'll go for the Garuda. Alright. Oh boy. Hopefully Waver survives long enough to apply the... What do they call them? Yeah, the buffs again. Alright. Do that, that. There we go. I think this should do it, man.
この明かりの星の希望、死を減らす命の証、決着をつけるぞ。エクスカリバー。
Alright.
せい、取った。風よ、舞い上がれ。負傷者の手当てを。戦いはまだ続きます。
Alright, let's keep going. All hostiles in our vicinity eliminated. Well done, everyone. Well, now do you understand we aren't your enemies? Yeah, I do. I'm not so foolish as to insist otherwise at this point. I see now that I was gravely mistaken. No one who would fight against the sacred beasts could possibly be allies of the false god. I am truly, sincerely sorry, and I thank you for your assistance. Please tell me why you have come here. No, on second thought though, it's only right that I tell you about myself first. Yeah, you have a point. Alright then, let me ask you this first. Are you a divine spirit? Yeah and no. I am a servant, but right now a goddess resides within my body, sharing her power with me. When I was first summoned to this land, she was already there inside me. There have been plenty of cases where a divine spirit would inhabit a person from the past to become a servant. And since heroic spirit servants are technically people from the past, I guess it makes sense that a divine spirit could inhabit one of them too. Though I definitely haven't heard of many cases where it happened quite like this. I expect it's because this god and I happen to share the same name. I believe having words, sounds, and names match is very significant when it comes to magecraft. Then again, I was originally given this name in the hope of receiving her blessing, so perhaps it isn't much of a coincidence at all. You don't say. Okay, that makes sense. So, it's God's name. Lakshmi. And I am the Rani of Jhansi, a land which once existed in India who was named for her. My name is Lakshmi Bai. Get to meet you, but for real this time, not through a wiki article. Okay, time for some zero-cost story time. Papa? Lakshmi Bai? I would like to think that anyone would be a bit embarrassed to recount the history of their own life, no matter how proud of that life they may be. So that's why Holmes has been so unusually quiet. Alright then, I guess Lakshmi Bai is a hero from 19th century India known for her role in the Indian Rebellion. Oh, thanks for jumping in, Captain. Why don't I take it from here? Despite being born to royalty, why don't you take it from here? Despite being born to royalty, she took up a sword and led a small rebel army in order to protect her nation of Jhansi. She was known far and wide for her leadership and charisma. At the same time, revolts were breaking out all across India, under all matter of different circumstances. When one small state tried to revolt, the neighboring nations would often end up siding with the British, isolating the rebels and cutting them off from working with like-minded people from other regions. But the Jhansi rebels managed to hold out till the very end, and it was all thanks to their exceptional leader, Lakshmi Bai. I wouldn't call myself exceptional, I was just flailing around trying to hold everything together as best as I could. Between Kunwar Singh, Tatya Tope, and many others I could name, there were no end of leaders more talented than me. Now that aside, you sound like you know a lot about our struggle. Are you Indian yourself? I'm nobody, just another nameless. Doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm done now. Over and out. While we're at it, we should also go over your divine spirit, Lakshmi. Now, I'm sure Ganesha and Rama know a lot more about her than I do. In Indian mythology, Lakshmi is known as the goddess of fortune, prosperity, beauty, and the consort of Vishnu. Right. That's right. Then, could it be? I'm an avatar of Vishnu, and Sita an avatar of Lakshmi. Sita, are you in there? I'm sure if you are, I'll be able to feel your presence. I'm guessing this is clear to all of you as well, given that her grip on my skull is strong enough the bones are starting to crack. But unfortunately, I sense no trace of Sita within her. Who is this man advancing on a woman he's never met before as if to propose to her? You mind if I break him? I understand how you feel, but please go easy on him. Rama has his own complicated history. Yeah, dude was getting kind of creepy there. The goddess Lakshmi exists within me more as a power source than anything else. I can barely sense her consciousness at all. It's almost as though her heart has been implanted in me to provide me with energy. I doubt my output can measure up to that of an unadulterated divine spirit. So I'm afraid I am not a manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi so much as my core is that of the human Rani, Lakshmi Bai, with small elements of the goddess. Then Sita really doesn't exist inside you, as I suspected. Right, of course she doesn't. Now that I think about it, if she had, I would have sensed her well before you introduced yourself. But I was not even able to tell that the deity within you was Lakshmi. You must have only heard divine power and nothing of her consciousness. Ganesha didn't really realize who you were either. Of course, that might be because he was never really close to you, seeing as how you were just as up there in the pantheon as his mom, Parvati. Ganesha, yeah, now that I mention it, I do sense a divine spirit inside you. One I would never in a million years have guessed by looking at you. Yeah, I know, but it's true, believe me. I've been pretty much this entire time wishing all this were just some weird joke. And I am Rama, king of Kosala. Surely you've heard of me as well as my beloved Sita. Of course, there's not a soul in India who doesn't know your name. Forgive me, I thought you were just an unusually youthful young man who hadn't learned how to behave around women. Maybe now's a good time to share our side. Good point. We have a bunch of things we need to tell you about. Who we are, how we got here, what we're trying to do. It's a long story, but I hope you'll bear with us. And I think that about sums it up. Hold it. What about me? I thought you were saving the most important figure in our group for the end so as to make a lasting impression. Yeah, this is Gordolf Music, who I absolutely, positively, definitely didn't forget to introduce. Nope. As you can probably tell from his sheer girth, I mean his dignified stature, He's our commander-in-chief. Indeed I am. A stout build is the mark of a true elite after all. As the commanding officer here, I expect you to treat me with all due respect. I have one question for you. Are you British? No, I'm not. What about you? Me? That would be telling, hun. You gotta get to know me better first. I suppose I can at least tell you that no, I'm not British either. Though I did spend a good bit of time in the clock tower. Oh boy, well there's one last person in our group I should introduce you to. Sorry Holmes, jig is up. You can't keep hiding forever. I assure you, I was doing no such thing. I was only waiting for a more opportune moment once things had settled down. Good day, Miss Lakshmi Bai. Sherlock Holmes, detective at your service. Are you British? Yes, I am. Oh. The Indian Rebellion was, well, it was a war for India's independence against its colonizers, the British. And since Lakshmi Bai lost her life in that conflict, I imagine she has some strong feelings about it. Though I do get the impression there's someone else here with some connection to that. Oh well, I guess it's not my place to say anything here. Yeah, I'm sure Captain would know more about that. I was only a few years old when that war broke out, so I can't personally apologize for my country's actions. No, it's alright. I'm sorry, that was rude of me. There's little sense in my asking that. It's just an old habit. One I can't seem to shake. You have nothing to apologize for. It's not for me to say whether you should or should not feel that way. Nor is it for me to say whether you should hold on to those feelings, try to forget them. All I can say for sure is that our country's histories are intertwined. Certainly neither of us can pretend otherwise. If this hadn't come up now, Dice would know I would have to notice the air of discomfort between us. And gone on to learn what happened between our countries for himself. If there's any meaning to be found by having people from the past come together like this, besides the role we play as servants, of course, I suspect it lies there. Agreed. I'll think of you as no more than a man by the name of Sherlock Holmes. Besides, under these circumstances, the more allies we have, the better. Then does that mean you consider us allies? It was difficult to convince the people of Deval of the wrongness of the situation, but once I did, they agreed to work together to forge their own destiny. Their village here is now the base for all such like-minded people. As you are warriors fighting against God, just like us, I would be honored if you fought at our side. It's a deal. Oh. I guess the counterforce must have summoned you too. You been here long? Yeah, I'd say at least 10 days since I arrived. Then you must have been caught into a world's recreation a number of times. How do you survive? God or not, remaking this entire Lost World is a major undertaking. Arjuna wouldn't change how he goes about just because a servant's been added to the mix. So long as he doesn't think of you as unnecessary or defective, I expect he'd just bring you back along with all the other people. It just galls me thinking how our very survival in this Lost Belt is completely dependent on his absurdly arbitrary standards. It's natural for gods to be somewhat self-centered given their immense power, but Arjuna definitely takes it too far. Oh, speaking of which, you should know he's already got his eye on us. So, if you would join us, I'm sure you wind up with this whole evil label, you wouldn't be able to survive the world being remade anymore. That's fine, it could only have been a matter of time before he took notice of me anyway. Besides, you have a way to evade the destruction, yes? So if it comes to that, I'll be counting on your help. You mean the border? Yeah, of course you'd be welcome to join us there, wouldn't she? The border is the last bastion of hope for all of humanity. You can't just let any old servant meet on it. Under ordinary circumstances anyway, but in this case, I suppose we do have a fair handle on her true name and background. And it would be a shame to lose a valuable ally so soon after finding one. Very well, I'll authorize your entry into the border in case of emergency. You have my gratitude. Of course, ideally, I hope to be quite finished with this place long before she even uses that preposterous noble phantasm of his again. You said it, honey. Fortunately, he only ever does that at the end of Kali Yuga. So it would be just peachy if we could put a stop to all this before then. So now that we got a new ally and all, what's our next step? I've already got something in my mind for that. There are risks involved, naturally, but the reward should be significant. Now that we're in the middle of the first relatively peaceful Yuga, and especially now that we have more allies, this would be the perfect time to investigate one thing in particular. What's that? Hehe, remember the thing we've been wondering about ever since we came to this Lost Belt? It's the biggest, most mysterious thing here by far, and it's got contains some useful information now. Now, we want you guys to finally go investigate it. Oh, you mean the big Rubik's Cube? God Sky Boulder. Right, the Rubik's Cube. Alright. Let's see. What's next? Section 9. Oh, there's only one. Nice. It's the Berserker. So, what do we do here? I'm gonna assume it's a group of Berserkers. So, I'm gonna take that risk by just taking the usual Buster Loop team. Section 9, Lost Belt. God's Sky Boulder. Alright. Woo! So, you don't know what God's Sky Boulder is either, Lakshmi? No, I don't. It was there when it was first. I was there when it was it was there when I was first summoned here, and it hasn't changed at all since then. At least, I don't think it has. Haven't been watching it this whole time, so I can't say for certain. Well, I have been watching it this whole time, so I can. It definitely never changed. Since we haven't actually asked, you don't know what it is either, correct? That's right, I just noticed there was a big weird cube in this Lost Belt, and I didn't think any more of it. I mean, sure, I considered investigating it and getting rid of it in case it turned out to be something dangerous, since it's so bizarre and all. But I hadn't the slightest idea how to go about it, so I decided to just keep an eye on the thing. Not to mention David told me I was better off leaving it alone. Oh, so David knows something. Don't dismiss something before you've seen its true nature, huh? True. If I did, I'd be no better than Arjuna. Wait, does he not know? Doesn't seem like it. Oh well. I could see that giant tree in the cube no matter where I went, but I had more present matters to attend to. Rather than bothering with something I knew nothing about, I figured my time would be better spent helping the people who have been led astray by this unjust god. That's very admirable of you, but are you sure it's okay to leave that village unattended? It should be fine during the early Yugas, especially when there are barely any Kali around. They have weapons now, even if they were hastily assembled, and I've taught them how to fight as best as I can. They should be able to handle themselves in a pinch. The only thing I'm worried about right now are the sacred... there. It's another pack of sacred beasts, Master. Let's hide and wait for them to pass again. It's not just sacred beasts. There's something else there, next to the road. Wait, is that a person? I'm not picking up any vital signs. I'm afraid it's a dead body. Perhaps they died of disease or in an accident. Why are you going over to it? Damn, we're too late. The body's disappearing. So you didn't know then? That's one of the world's mistakes. The sacred beasts purify the bodies of anyone who happens to die unexpectedly. My guess is the false god thinks dead bodies don't belong out in the world and wants them gone as soon as possible. I see, so if this world were a single entity, the sacred beasts are the white blood cells of its immune system. Since we can assume this world's god would be the head, the sacred beasts must be its macrophages created to detect, isolate, and remove any foreign elements. So then does that mean the Kali they fight are some kind of like a virus? Most intriguing. Whatever the case, people are people. When they die, they shouldn't just be cleaned up like trash. Their karma should determine whether they become what they become in their next life. At least that's what my people believe. That's what a true samsara cycle is meant to be. We cremate dead bodies to free their souls, and sure, they go on to the next life without any issue. But here, as long as sacred beasts are around, nobody will be able to hold a proper cremation. If this world has no respect for the journey of the dead, and no hope for those who are left behind, then it's nothing but a world of death. So that's why you were concerned about the sacred beasts showing up in Deval. Because one of your elderly has passed away. Right, he was an old man whose time has come. There's nothing anyone could have done about that. But I didn't want the false god stealing our right to give him a proper farewell. You really helped us out there. You're finally leaving. If they haven't already spotted you, then I would urge you to hold back for now. You're almost to God's Skyboulder, and I would be very much prefer to avoid making a commotion wherever possible. I know, I would have stopped them if I had found the body first, but as things are now, my only choice is to let them go. We should be okay now. I'm certain the sacred beasts can't detect us from this far away. Good, I'm glad I didn't have to sneeze while we were hiding. Let's go. Wow, I knew she was cool and collected, but I didn't know she was also had such a charming sense of humor. Nah, I'm pretty sure she's just a doof. My, seeing it this close really makes you realize just how big it actually is, isn't it? Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't we all take a little group photo to commemorate the occasion? Oh yeah, I'm in. Pepe. Was that a joke, or are we just trying to avoid facing the reality of our situation? Either way, it wasn't funny. You want to pick? Go ahead and take all the selfies you want. Just don't come running to me if the whole thing turns into a jump scare. Oh, you guys are no fun. I was just trying to lighten up the mood a bit. So, these numbers we're seeing are accurate, right? Our sensors aren't in the fritz or anything, right? That's right. We made it to the area next to the cube without a problem, but... more enemies. Where did all these Kali come from? I thought there were barely supposed to be any during the Krita Yuga. I think it's the place, not the time. They're showing up as though they've just been here all along rather than coming from somewhere else. Be that as it may, the sheer number of them is almost absurd. There are as many here as there were during the Kali Yuga, maybe even more. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we just run away? Like, seriously. You have a point. We can't investigate the cube with all of these Kali around. Annoying, since we just got here. If they surround us, we'll have nowhere to go. True, we can only take so many risks when it comes to safety, and there's certainly nothing to be gained by attempting to complete an impossible goal. We're getting out of here now. Understood. We'll break through the Kali behind us and make a run for it. Awaiting your orders, Master. Whew, alright. And head out. But by beating up all the enemies. Alright. Let's see what they got. Alright.
この明かりの星の希望、死を照らす命の証、決着をつけるぞ。Xカリバー。
Oh, okay, so it's rotating. I didn't pay attention, but yeah, it turns out it's one of those rotating levels where new enemies just seem to keep popping up.
正面から受けて立つ。
Yeah. Multiple enemies in one wave.
この明かりの星の希望、死を照らす命の証、見るがいい。Xカリバ
ー。Do that.
こういうこともできる。
Okay.
では
この道に
Poster up. There you go. Pop, pop, pop.
オーセロ島
Alright, let's head in.
この明かりの星の希望、死を減らす命の証、決着をつけるぞ。 X カリバー。何か踏んでしまったかな。
Ba 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 dum. Okay, I think that's enough distance between us and them. I never imagined there would be that many Caligator there. I expected it might be dangerous. With numbers like that, adding one more to our ranks still won't be enough to fend them off. You don't have to rub it in. I wish my noble phantasm were capable of blasting them away all at once too. My apologies, I assure you I was not speaking sarcastically. I was merely reflecting on my failure to foresee a situation like this. I see, that's all. No, I'm sorry, I was being oversensitive. While we're on the subject, this does seem a good chance to tell you this. Naturally, I do everything in my power to accomplish our mutual goal. I have no intention of holding back. But I should warn you, for your own safety, you shouldn't expect me to come through when it really counts. I've never truly been able to accomplish the things I most wish to do. That's just my lot in life. Well, that's a strange opinion to have of oneself. Perhaps her failure to defend her country and life had a traumatic effect on her. Be that as it may, there's no doubt whatsoever that you are far more useful in combat than a detective in a remote location. I hope you'll continue to lend Mr. Dice your aid. Of course I will. I would be pleased if you trusted me on that much. At any rate, there were a ridiculous number of Cali there. Lends the impression that it may be even more important to this lost build than we thought. Indeed, it was as though the Cali were there solely to guard the sky boulder. The fact that we can no longer see them after putting such a little distance between us and the sky boulder would only seem to confirm that. I wonder what this could mean. For that matter, we still don't know what those Cali demons actually are. I'm guessing Holmes is probably right in that they're like a virus infecting this world, in opposition to the sacred beasts. But still, we have not the slightest idea what they are, where they come from, or where they go. I don't know why either, but I can say they're not any ordinary kind of creature. Given that they stick around even after the world is remade, maybe Arjuna uses them as a means to determine who's worth preserving. Or maybe they just remain here out of necessity. If it's the latter, that would mean they're a crucial part of the stage Arjuna uses to run this world. So if we defeat him, maybe they'll all just go poof. I gotta figure out what to do about Arjuna. At least now we know that God's sky boulder is protected by vast numbers of Cali and can't be approached lightly. May not be much, but it's more than we knew before. In the meantime, I suggest we return to Duval and plot our next course of action. Whew, alright. Alright. Ooh, new login. Hello. Okay, moving on. Alright, so Berserkers. So, same thing. We're being chased. Section 10, God's Commander. Anger, fury, rage, it's all I've got. Goddamn bastard. Servant memories are weird. Doesn't matter if they're from before your current body's age or after. Everything that ever happened to you while you were alive comes flooding into your head all at once. They're simultaneously your own memories and the recollections of a complete stranger. Facts you know to be true and lies no more real than a dream. I think that's why I remember, why I know what I once did. I remember the end of the war, when I heard that Hold on, whoa. Drishtadyumna's cowardly plot had succeeded. That my father had been killed. I remember when I heard that Bhima had cheated to inflict a fatal wound on Duryodhana, the oldest of the 100 Kaurava princes. Everything inside of me vowed then that I would make them pay. Rage. I swore I would exact revenge on them by any means necessary. So I chose to sneak in under the cover of night and murder all my enemies in their sleep. You think that cowardly, criminal, an affront to all that is good and just? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I was so angry I didn't care about anything else. I think that's when I threw away everything in me besides fury. I let my fury swallow me whole until I was nothing more than a beast, a vessel of pure rage. To put it another way, that was the moment when Ashvatthama became no more than anger incarnate. So of course the peaceful scenery of the Krita Yuga only infuriated him. The sweet scent of pollen, the sun's gentle rays, the birds' happy chirping. His only response to it all is to grow even more enraged. Everything he sees and doesn't see makes him angry, but the things that anger him most are those he sees most constantly and never. He is always angry. Always. Alright, go. That takes care of the lost out of season Kali. I guess you can't even go through the Krita Yuga without running into at least one. You know, there are always some dumb beasts up in the mountains who forget to hibernate for the winter too. I'd always hunt them whenever I happen to see one, so telling what sort of trouble a dumb beast could get up to. Clearly, anyway, clearing away utter unfair or impossible obstacles is just part of the job. Thank you for saving me, God. It showed up so suddenly that I haven't been praying since it's still Krita Yuga. Don't worry about it. And I'm not a god, just a hired hand. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to worry about that either. Anyway, you did a great job holding it together. I'm proud of you. Oh man, I can't believe a god is petting my head. Oh, hello, Neja. Are you a god too? Admonishment. You are late for this meeting. I have no choice but to come to get you. Oops, is it that time already? Sorry about that. Well, see you later, son. Oh, bye. Thank you again. You like kids? Who can say? Hey, sorry I'm late. I cannot believe you made me carry you with my windfire wheels. Well, I had a great time. Thanks for the thrill ride. Of course, a lot of those thrills were more chills at the idea of showing up late. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not nearly important enough to keep a mythological hero waiting, let alone a god. Advice. There's no point saying what you do not mean, because, besides, you're something of a mythological hero yourself now. Anyway, I hate to steal the spotlight after showing up late to the party, but I got something to discuss. And I was hoping Ashvatthama could help with this, but I guess he's not here. Answer. I cannot predict his actions. Our master allows him to act freely, thus I have no intention of picking him up. Guess I'll just have to talk to you guys about this then, if that's alright with you. Anyway, just noticed a little while ago that there's a few sacred beasts in my area that they're supposed to be. Query. You think it's them? Probably. I'm guessing they have a way of surviving the big guy's double phantasm. You guys find it interesting seeing how you overcame death yourself? What? Don't be ridiculous. That's just a reconstruction. It's nothing to do with the concept of death. I couldn't care less about it. So no, I don't find it interesting. Besides, I'm sure that guy there already knew. He just didn't say anything. Well, that's true. It's almost certainly the case that they managed to escape to a safe zone. But regardless, the fact remains that interlopers who would interfere with God's sandbox, I mean his beautiful reign, have survived. That strikes me as a grave problem. A very grave problem indeed, no? There, as you can see, he agrees with me quite vehemently. Indeed, as Lokapala, whom he personally imbued with divinities, surely you would understand that much without the likes of me spelling it out, no? Now then, What do you plan on doing about this? Well, I just been planning to point Ashvatthama in that direction and let him go nuts. But he's not here. He must be off on another job. Yeah, that he is. I believe he's dealing with a little unfinished business on our end. Guess that means we'll just have to take care of this ourselves then. Proposal. I will go. Not only do I have time to address the issue, but I also let them escape once. I will finish this. Want some help? No need. Great. Less work for me. Just to be perfectly clear, I'm not going either. I've got plenty keeping me busy. Response. I never expected you to come. Departing now. Windfire wheels. What a go-getter she is. How wonderful. What a pleasure to see such world-class mobility in person. I'm sure you won't let us down, Kubera, Regent of the North. Wait, who? I finally have another chance. I've changed since then. Resolution. I'll not let them get away this time. Okay, so single berserker, right? Damn. So can't get close to the god Sky Boulder. Here I thought this would be our big breakthrough. I was hoping we would finally find a way to take Arjuna down there. So much for that. I knew it. I knew this wasn't going to work out. Never fails. On the rare occasion I even try to actually put a little effort into something, I just end up getting reminded of what a failure I am. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Waste of space. It's not your fault it didn't work out, Ganesha. None of us expected there to be that many Kali there. Exactly. Moping won't do you any good, hun. Let's try to stay positive, right? Yeah, there are limits to that. And getting past those limits is what separates the children from the grown-ups. It's like remembering to be grateful for the things you already have. That's a pretty important ability in my book. Po-po! For my part, I was essentially fighting this battle alone until all of you came along. Now there's a chance, even if it's just a small one, for us to go on the defensive. I think that's progress in itself. Why don't we rest up for a while? Maybe that'll help a good idea come to us. Lady Lakshmi, welcome back. Thanks for standing guard. Anything to note? No, everything's been the same as usual here. I see you're all armed here, unlike Ajay and the other people in Bichu. I guess those rumors about you fighting the Kali off instead of just praying were true. You must be Lady Lakshmi's companions. Yeah, that's right. I'm afraid Lady Lakshmi had to explain it to us many times before we understood. But eventually, we realized that there's something strange about this world, and we didn't like it here. This has been the way things are for us as long as you've known. I'm sure it wasn't easy to see them differently. I think I once had someone I loved more than anything, but I can't even remember their name or their face. Whoever it was must have been killed by a Kali in a past yuga. Anyone who Arjuna considers defective, unnecessary, or evil disappears when a new yuga begins, as if they never even existed. But it makes sense that it would be exceptionally complex to adjust every single parameter in the world that pertain to the people who disappear. I guess not even Arjuna can completely erase their remnants, the holes they leave behind in the hearts of the people who cared for them. Some of us realized they lost someone when they saw the gifts their loved ones gave them in their homes. At first it only feels like something is vaguely off, but in time you start remembering them more clearly, especially if they left behind any letters, which some did. Oh my, that's surprisingly careless of him, leaving behind so many physical records like that. Although, maybe Koyanskaya is the one who behind sadistically cruel touches like that. I certainly wouldn't put it past her. Man, only being able to half remember someone you care about sounds rough. That is way worse than Asha just forgetting about her dog. Yeah, it's painful not being able to remember someone who once meant so much to you, unbearably so. That's why I decided to fight back. I think everyone here in our village more or less feels the same. Lady Lakshmi is the one who taught us how to fight. Any friend of hers are a friend of ours. Please come inside. We don't have much, but you're welcome to. I appreciate the kind offer, but it's better if we stay out of your village for now. Indeed. Oh, don't misunderstand. We're happy to accept your investigation, but we can't very well bring along another guest who was definitely not invited. Hello, Neja. Update. Target spotted. Neja. Warning. Do not call me that. You may know another Neja, but I'm not her. Yeah, she's right. She isn't that Neja, you know, or the one we came here with. she's still crowned Prince Neja, Marshal of the Central Altar. But this one serves Arjuna as one of his Lokapala. So that's one of the false god's servants. The rumors I've heard say they like to brag about how they shared his divine power among them. Affirmation, yes. He has given each of us, one of his many divinities. If he is a false god, then so are we. Conclusion, that is all you need to know. Now, if you would refuse to obey his laws, then I simply cannot stand idly by. Assertion. Divine punishment is required here. We can't talk this one out then. Alright, Pepperoncino, this is your time to shine. You said she ran off to pursue you back at the mountain when we found Ganesha, yes? It's your job to draw her attention away from us once more. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work now. Last time she didn't see you guys as a threat. I don't think that's gonna be the case anymore. Affirmation, that man is no longer my sole target. You are now all equally high priority targets. I will not let any of you escape. See? But why? Even if you are a different aspect of her that was summoned or were imbued with a divinity, you're still Neja, aren't you? And the Neja we knew always had a strong sense of justice. In this world, the only measure of something's value is whether God deems it worthy or not. He's the sole arbiter of what should and should not be. I think that's inherently unjust. It disparages the value in feelings, memories, life, and death alike. So then, how can you... Oh my, that was certainly heartfelt. She certainly has learned how to express her anger. You are a product of mankind's arrogance and rationalism, so while I'm glad to see such emotion for you, it makes me feel a bit nervous. Your innocence was your greatest source of strength. Now that it's gone, what will you have gained instead? Neja, please tell me something. What do you think of this world? Answer necessary. Commencing attack. Get ready to fight. Got it, master. I can't let you return to your false god now that I know about your village. Prepare to die. You do realize saying stuff like that totally makes you sound evil, right? Anyway, Neja is a figure in the journey to the west and the investor of the gods, right? I think some people also call her Naja. Oh man, I can't believe I'm up against someone so famous. Then again, I guess Ganesha's right up there too. Alright, alright. Fine. I'll put up a Pico effort like usual. A Pico effort? It's a word I came up with. It means my unusual willingness to try, my unusual hopelessness, my wish to avoid responsibility. It's basically all sorts of feelings rolled up into one big old mess, okay? Get with it. Oh, man. Really starting to feel the burn. For real, really starting to feel the burn. Okay. Okay. Single target. Yeah, I'll just go with Izo. Like, what's the worst that can happen, really? I'm so tired. Probably gonna end it after this battle. Endurance battle. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. 6 left? Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I get it. Can we skip this? I already read it. Alright, so I'm gonna need sure hit. So Fujino, can you take care of her? Pretty please.
私は見ているだけですから、どうかご自由にお願いします。利用しよう。
Okay, so there we go.
私の方が強い。
Ignore defense.
あまり詳しく動かないでください。
I'm gonna take a risk by doing that.
はい、あちらです
Just
か。
boost her attack. This first time around. Wanna pop open her break her HP bar before when this turn ends. Alright, alright. Okay. Oh, 2 turns, 2 left, okay.
どれにしようかな。古きルーン。
Okay. Guess we gotta handle her HP bar the old-fashioned way. Breaking it down nice and slow. Oh, it bothers me that she's not talking though. Don't know what's up with that. Sometimes the game does that. I don't know why.
そこですね。見える場所にいるから。
Okay.
技能を使用。技能を使用。
Okay. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, she doesn't have the evasion because it was only 6 times, not 6 turns. It's a break. Right. Just gonna go through the motions here. Okay. I think I'll activate this. Yeah, it's gonna go with all arts chain. I feel like I'm gonna need it very, very soon. Oh no, waiver. He was so young. What? Debuff immunity? For real? Okay. I think I'll stun. Oh, that's right, I can't stun her. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something crazy here. Otherwise, I just straight up lose. Okay. This is gonna have to work.
我が名に紐付けられし力、我が声に応えて門を開け。来たれ我が城、影の城、ゲートオブスカイ。危ないですよ。
dive bomb us. Okay, let's see.
この忍者見逃しません。あら、いかがされました？はい。
There you go. Alright. Wait, what? Oh, Lord. Just doing it again. Alright, all I can hope for is that this next... Yeah. Oh my god, wow. Thank you, Charlie. We did it. I was like wondering, holy shit, how am I gonna get out of this one? Did I lose? Nope. Just timed her out. Okay, oof, okay, so I would love to continue playing through this, but I'm getting very tired. There's no way I'm gonna be able to stream properly like this, so thanks everyone for watching. I'm definitely gonna continue the rest of Lost Belt 4 at a later date, but definitely before this week ends. So, right. Catch you guys later. Take care. And end stream.